It doesn't matter if you're white, black, fit, or fat. If you're loaded, then you have to watch out for gold diggers because it is real. And today, I'm gonna give you 6 signs to determine if you are not just her pocket money. Coming up. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Business Mind. Here we talk about business, tips and tricks for you to grow your wealth and hopefully get to financial independence. My name is Hector, and if you're new to the channel and if you like all this good stuff, consider subscribing. Over the past half century, women have made a substantial progress in the labor market. Between 1962 and 2000, women's labor force participation, that is women between or from 16 years old and older that are either working or actively looking for a job, increased dramatically from 37% to 61%, leading the economy to gains of over $2 trillion. That also means that women independency from men substantially increased at a very high rate. No longer had the man to be the only one provider in the household, but the wife also started jumping in this role. Along with the changes in this stereotypical picture of the family model where man was the only provider, we began to see more and more women occupying high positions in companies. Way to go, women! However, beginning in 2000, that positive trend slowed down and even reversed. Women's participation fell from 60.7% in 2000 to 57.2% in 2016. All right, and I'm throwing all these numbers at you, I know, but the reason why this is so relevant for us, for you and for me, it's because with the number of women's participation in the workforce decreasing, the chances of women looking for prospects that can make a good provider increase. This kind of reminds me when I was in college and one of my girlfriend's friends literally told her to dump me and quit spending money or wasting money, she said, in college and just go out and find a rich old man to support her financially. Fortunately enough though, my girlfriend at the time didn't take that advice, and even though we eventually broke up, it wasn't because of financial reasons. The reason why I share this experience with you is because, believe it or not, there's a number of women out there that since a very young age are already planning to find a loaded guy that will take care of all the whims and fancies. And you might be dating one, or even worse, you might be married to one. Just to be clear though, because I think I need to clarify this point before we get into the 6 points. I just want to say that I have nothing against, women becoming housewives. I believe there are legitimate reasons why sometimes you have to do that. Okay, like for instance, your family might be growing and you want to take care of your kids. That is totally fine. Or maybe a health condition. And even, there are legitimate reasons why dudes have to stay home. There's nothing wrong with that, whatever works for the couple. With that being said, I just wanted to make sure you understand that I have nothing against that family model. All right, with that being said though, these are the 6 signs to determine whether your girl is with you just because of your money. The first sign that we have to indicate, or that indicates that your girl is just with you because of your money, is her strong interest when it comes to your income. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, especially if it is a new relationship, it basically means that she shows an unusual interest in knowing what kind of job you have and how much money you make. This could happen in different ways. For instance, you might notice that she is subtly but consistently bringing up that topic, that whole conversation about money. Or even worse, you might notice that she is constantly kind of taking a peek of your personal stuff. Like, unless you are already in a more mature, in a more, you have more time in this relationship, it would be weird if she straight up asks you how much money you make. Unless, of course, you understand that this relationship is indeed about money, in which case, there's no point for you to watch this video. However, if your hope is that your girlfriend really loves you, you better start noticing details like this, because if your girlfriend's questions and point of interest only revolves around money, and in particular your money, your income, then that might be a red flag for you. she might be already planning or calculating what benefits she can get from you. Think about this. There are literally millions of topics the two of you can talk about. Your career, your family, your hobbies, local news, etc. There's so many out there. And money is one of those things that I think it should organically come up to the conversation, especially in new relationships. Like if you're in a mature relationship, if you're looking into getting married or you're start looking into a future with this person, which hopefully you are, then you can bring topics about money up because of course it's something very important in a relationship. But if you're in a, pretty new relationship or you haven't gotten to that point in your relationship when you start looking to the future, there's no need to bring up the money or the topic of money that often. So just make sure you start noticing those details in your girlfriend. Alrighty, this point number 2. She never ever pays for your dates. Another sign that points out that your girlfriend might be with you just because of your money is the fact that she never ever pays for your dates. I mean, we just talked about this, right? We're in the 21st century and there's no reason why at least once in a while she will be the one paying for the bill. To me personally, I love when she's at least ready to pay in case she needs to. Or at least she brings up the fact that she could pay if I want, No, that will happen. Don't get me wrong, because I was raised a gentleman and I love traditional courting. Like I love, treating my wife and taking her out for a nice dinner, a fancy dinner. I love that. But sometimes, just sometimes, it does feel nice when she does the same for you. And when my girl says, baby, I got this, and she pays for it, it does feel nice. But anyways, just think about this, man, and remember that if she never, ever pays, or at least tries to pay for the date, that might be a sign that she is merely with you for your money. I personally think that as a man, even the fact that she is willing and actually ready to pay if she needs to shows independence. And I see absolutely nothing wrong with it. And to me, those are actually good signs that if in the future that relationship actually works out, she will be a financial help and not just a liability waiting for you in your next paycheck. And also, making guys pay just because we are guys, that's a double standard of sexism. That's not fair. But all right, let's get done with number 2 and let's move on to number 3. Dates become shopping sessions. Another obvious sign that indicates that you are just her financial support is that on top of never ever paying for your dates, those dates often become shopping sessions. Look guys, dates are all about spending quality time together. And I know I sound really corny here, but dates are really about that. Getting to know each other and hopefully having a good laugh together. So if your girlfriend, on the other hand, wants to spend more time shopping and buying stuff rather than actually spending quality time with you, I'm so sorry to tell you this, buddy, but you might need to reconsider your relationship. Again, this does not mean that you can buy or give her a gift or something nice, but it means that she should be able to be content even if those dates consisted in just sitting on a bench at the park or walking around the neighborhood holding hands, or something simple and inexpensive like cooking for her and watching a movie at home and well, be careful with that, right? I didn't say Netflix and chill, but just watching a movie at home and eating popcorns or whatever. Believe me, women are much more romantic and appreciative of these details than men are. And they should be able to appreciate a well thought out romantic experience over an expensive shopping tour. But if in any case your girlfriend thinks that these romantic and inexpensive dates are lame and she would rather go into the mall and spend a lot of money, especially with your credit card, if she rather doing that than staying home with you or cooking with you or stuff like that, then buddy, she's probably just with you for your money. She's fixing to squeeze you broke. She might be better off finding somebody else. All right, Point number 4, or sign number 4, I should say. Your girlfriend is always talking about financial issues. You see, along with expensive dates, another sign of financial interest could be that she's always talking about financial issues. Like always, every time she can make a case for her financial needs, she does it. Obviously, expecting you with the intention of you helping her in the form of financial or money assistance most of the time. For instance, I had a friend in college, I remember, that she would literally tell us that she was dating this 45 years old man just because she needed to graduate college and she didn't have the money and she needed to pay for it. So she did not necessarily dislike him, but obviously she wouldn't date him or she wouldn't be with him if she wasn't in that financial need. So over the past of the years, I remember her all the time talking or telling us how she manipulated this guy. Did she want more money? Did she want another pair of shoes? Then she would make up another story about maybe the school requiring her to pay for labs or books or stuff like that. Did she need more money for her friends or to go out and party with her friends? Then she would make another story about her family being broke and somebody's illness or something like that. All kinds of stuff. And it always worked. Like, that's the worst thing. It always worked. Like, this guy was so blinded by her that he never even bothered to ask questions. This type of scenarios usually happen when there are big age gaps between the couple. Like, she is usually a very pretty and young woman, and he's usually more mature, loaded dude with much more things to worry about rather than her personal financial problems. So he prefers to hand her money rather than investing time trying to help her through different means. If you're in this situation, you might or not be aware that she's just playing you and squeezing your money out of your pocket. But, if you're in this situation, if you're aware, still don't mind it, just make sure you keep that money flowing, because if not, she's gonna dump you. And don't expect faithfulness, because she's really not very loyal to you. So, in any case though, have an advice for you, and that is hit that like button right now, because this video is taking me a little longer than I thought, and it's been very interesting though. But hit that like button so I can continue making all these videos and share it with this community and just grow this channel. Oh, my voice is going out. Okay, anyways, let's keep moving. All right, sign number 5. Your girlfriend does not have future plans with you and literally don't talk about you with her friends. Look, if your girlfriend truly loves you, first, she's gonna show you off with all her friends. And second, she's gonna start talking about or thinking about the future with you. Women are generally more family oriented than men. And it is normal that if she feels safe and if she falls in love with you and she feels comfortable and secure with you, she will initiate conversations about the future. Along with that, she will most likely share those things with all her family and friends, and most likely social media as well. But something that I noticed about that relationship my friend had with this old guy was that she never talked or shared any meaningful thing about this relationship, nor she ever posted anything with or about him on her social media. We made fun of her actually because she was obviously ashamed of that relationship. And it doesn't have to be that drastic, that radical, but I did notice of her that she would post anything that she was proud of, like her accomplishments or stuff that happened in her family she was happy with. Things like that she would post very often and she would make it known. But anything about him was very secretive, and she never really posted anything about their relationship. Like, we would make fun of her. Like, actually, we bullied her a lot. Sorry about that. But I remember that she once showed us 2 pictures about them or with them, but it was funny because we never ever got to see his face fully. Like, she would always show pictures when he was just, half of the face here, half of the face there. We actually called him the puzzle man because you literally have to put different pictures together with his face in different areas to kind of puzzle his face together. Like, to this day, I'm not exactly sure how his face looked like, but the case is that if you are in this case, if you're in this situation, if you're noticing that your girlfriend or your couple, she's not kind of proud of your relationship with other people, and she's not showing off your relationship with other people on her social media or with her family, and she's not talking about the future with you or planning about the future, or, just initiating that conversation, that might be a huge red flag. All right, and finally, sign number 6, and this is a tough one, guys, and it's very important. Hear me here, because sign number 6 is you might start noticing that she's interested in other men. It is hard because a lot of times we will be blinded by the relationship itself, especially if we are in love with this person. But you have to be objective here and start noticing things and details about the way she acts and how she interacts with other people. And I'm not trying to, drive you crazy or make you any psychotic or paranoid man in your relationship. That's not the point. But what I would say though is, in a healthy relationship, your girlfriend or your wife should be able to respect you in a way that there would not be any doubt that she is with you and that she's not interested in any other person. I would recommend you guys, if you're not sure about what you see, if you're not sure that your judgment is right because of whatever situation within your relationship, find a third party, somebody neutral to that relationship, and ask for advice. Just ask for, an honest perspective, because you need to see that relationship objectively from an outsider perspective. And finding somebody who's able to see from outside what's going on in that relationship might be healthy. Not that you're going to take any advice, but just ask for that perspective. Because sometimes you might be the only one that doesn't realize that your couple, if she's not, might be willing to cheat on you. And so this has been 6 signs for you to know if your girlfriend is with you just because of your money. And I know, guys, it's been a sensitive kind of video, but I made this video hoping that it will help somebody out there. It's been fun. I can't deny it's been fun. But also, I really hope it's helped you to, kind of put things in perspective if you are going through any of those situations. And I hope it doesn't fit your relationship. I really do. But if it does, at least it will give you some perspective, okay? And so before I let you go, guys, I'm gonna ask you something, and that is hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Why? Because it does help me a lot to grow this channel. Like that YouTube algorithm thing, it is a pain right there. Okay, so if you do me that favor, it will be awesome, guys. Remember, this has been Hector, and I hope to have you around, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.